The race to 5G is on, and the battle for talent is getting fierce. Welcome to 5G Talent Talk with Carrie Charles, a podcast dedicated to helping you face the future workforce head on. Navigate this challenging talent landscape with innovative strategies to attract, retain, and engage people in this new world of work. Only here on 5G Talent Talk with Carrie Charles, CEO of Broadstaff Talent Solutions.
Hello, and thank you for joining me today on 5G Talent Talk. I'm Carrie Charles, and I am your host. I'm absolutely thrilled with my guest today, a woman who I have a great deal of respect for, Jessica Firestone. She is the CEO of Tempest. Jessica, how are you doing?
Hey, good to see you, Carrie. I'm doing really well today. Thank you.
Good. Thanks for coming on the show. I'm really excited. I know when I saw you at Connectivity Expo this year, I said, "Hey, we got to do this, right?" You're an entrepreneur. You're very successful. You have really, and the thing that I have a lot of respect for is, again, because I'm a female in telecom, and so are you. And we want to hear a little bit about some of the challenges that you've had to overcome there too. So I just can't wait for this conversation. But first, tell me about how what's the story behind Tempest, and also your journey in getting to where you are today. Like, tell me, how did all this happen?
Yeah, I always say when I was a little girl, I wasn't dreaming of selling telecom equipment, but that's where I am, and I actually love the industry a lot. I started off working at a very young age. I was very motivated to support myself. So I started actually working for a company in the secondary market computer parts business. And that was, about a 5-year journey. And then some partners I knew were starting a telecom company back in '95 called Samara Communications. And I actually moved up to Santa Barbara to join them and learn the telecom industry. I kind of knew some of the business in terms of the refurbished type of the business, but I did not know anything about telecom. So I got in there and started talking to customers, and this is the heyday of, the deregulation and everyone's building. And it was just a wild ride. We were at that time really focused on the buying and selling of equipment. And it was a crazy success, that business. I was there till 2002 and led the largest division there of the wireless network equipment sales, and very, very successful there. And I loved it because in a way I felt like the relationships were a key, building the relationships, managing people, which I can go into further, which I loved. And then just really creatively solving our customers' problems, whether we could find them the exact solution they needed or come up with engineer a different solution. And I was actually really good at that creative part and at the problem solving as well. So I did that until 2002, and then had a 1-year-old at that point and wanted to take a break. There had been ownership changes at the company. Actually took a few years off and did some consulting. I did some consulting. I did sales training for the company I had left, and then did some fashion business, which I always laugh because I like the customers a lot better in the telecom industry than and there's just people are just so down to earth, and there's
I agree.
You just but anyhow, so in 2005 I was just kind of looking into the fact that there is still a need out there, that a lot of customers were interested in working with a diversity company, and I had people that wanted to work together again. So in 2005, I missed telecom and I launched Tempest, and
awesome.
That was kind of the beginning, and that was 17 years ago this month.
Wow, congratulations, 17 years as an entrepreneur. So Jessica, tell me more about Tempest. Who do you serve, your markets, products, everything?
Okay, great. So Tempest is a multi-vendor equipment and services solutions provider. Our customers are everyone from the large wireless carriers, the tower companies, the MSOs, the WISPs, and then we've got a whole group with the government and energy networks. So they have obviously telecom networks as well. The data center enterprise companies have networks as well. So that's kind of the customers that we serve.
So Jessica, tell me more about the products that you sell at Tempest.
So we sell, as I've mentioned, both new and refurbished equipment, but the products kind of span everything from RAN, so your LTE, 5G type equipment, as well as a lot of in-building DAS, which there's a lot of legacy products there, DC power, batteries, optical, data, and more. Within that, some of the manufacturers we support are everything from Ericsson, Nokia, Cisco, Juniper, CommScope, Corning, et cetera. And, a lot of the in-building, I think I already said, is there's a lot of discontinued product there. And so we're helping a lot with the repair and support of those products as well. And a lot of these products we also do repair on, but those are some of the main areas that we focus on.
Great. So what are the ways that you help your customers? Like let's say problems that you solve, because I know you said you're a problem solver.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So just a quick update on so there's the network equipment is part of what we do. And in that, we will do everything from supplying refurbished equipment when there's maybe a backorder or legacy need, new distribution, as well as kitting and staging, which we're actually doing. For example, right now, we're supporting a 5G OEM where we're actually pre-assemble and testing, kitting their products, and then getting them out to their customers. So everything from sort of the network equipment side and to also the remote integrations that we're doing through our TAC center. And we also do remote maintenance services there, tax support. So there's cost savings there on the maintenance side. And then in addition, we do hardware repair and spares management programs. So, basically we're helping kind of all the way through the network life cycle, from the new builds expansions to the maintenance of the installed, to supporting the legacy transitions into the future builds as well.
Wow. So what markets or regions do you serve?
So our customer base is primarily, I would say, North America today, with some exceptions in terms of who our customers are. Our supply partnerships are more global, and that's a big key strategy for us, is to be able to locate the equipment that our customers need when they need it. But mostly our customers are North America.
Right. Yeah. So let me ask you, because this is a big question, for everyone today, is, the global supply chain issues. And we were just talking about that. So how have the supply chain shortages affected your business? And also you said that you've really been able to help your customers there as well.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Thank you. So basically, because Tempest, we do new equipment distribution, but we also do fulfillment from, refurbished and new surplus through decommissioning of other carriers, canceled projects, database, all the surplus equipment, out there that we can. So how it's affected us actually is we've been able to step up our support of our carriers and our network operators, because if they can't get it from the OEM right now, we often can solve their problems. And that can be across, we see a lot of this with, batteries and power, but also, data equipment, all across the network elements. There seems to be shortages that we're able to really help solve problems with. So that's been it's sort of stepped up our offering and our ability to really solve our customers' issues right now.
So Jessica, I know we've talked a little bit about this, but talk about what you love most about your role as CEO. Like, what really lights you up every day?
So I would say there's several parts of that. I absolutely love hiring and developing people. I love that our company employs 117 people. But more than that, I love seeing the development and being able to mentor and help the people on my team, and then see them take off and get independent and grow and succeed, and then add their own team members. And it's just very fulfilling to teach and see people really learn and then be able to succeed. And I feel like I've seen people grow up through this company, and it's really exciting. I think that's a big part for me. And I also still love the strategy, the marketing, looking at deals. I love my customer relationships throughout this industry, and not just customers, just, contacts I've known for many, many years now through two companies. So yeah, I just have a lot of passion for the whole business and for the people.
So what tips can you share as a business leader, entrepreneur, with people who are listening who want to start their own business right now, or maybe they're a new entrepreneur or they have a business and they're really focusing on how to make that successful in this marketplace today. So what tips can you share with those people?
I mean, I think the biggest tip I would share is really listen to your customers. I mean, really hear them out and understand all the issues they're facing to kind of continue to reinvent and tweak your approach so that you're solving a need that's out there, that's not just everyone can do it, but find your niche, find your unique niche of where you can solve their problems and then build that loyalty with those customers. And I would also say, I still think, I mean, I know we're getting through this crazy COVID world. I still think personal relationships, phone conversations and customer visits, face-to-face relationships are still, in some ways, I think they're appreciated more than ever because people have been lacking contact and human interaction. So I'm all about like keeping those personal connections, whether it's this way or whether it's, face to face. So that's kind of where I would say, like, find your niche, continue to be flexible and reinventing yourself and keep those relationships strong and listen to your customers for finding those next avenues.
Great advice. Great advice. You talked a little bit about the way things have changed, and I know that a lot has changed for salespeople, not just in our industry, but in every industry, and the way that we, sell in today's world. So my question to you is, you mentioned, yes, that it's still important to get out there and get in front of people. And I know travel is really hard right now. It's flights are delayed and canceled, and it's just so challenging to get around the world right now. But in your opinion, from what you've seen over 17, actually for much longer than 17 years, I mean, you definitely have been involved in business development as well as trained and mentored and developed salespeople. So how has the process of sales changed in our industry? And, is it still, like you said, how important is it that we still get out there and travel and see customers on, week to week to week and have those face-to-face interactions?
So we've never been like the every week travel people. We've been kind of more strategic, like in terms of when there's a really key relationship to build or a deal to focus on, so I think that was kind of paused for a few years during COVID. But one thing that my team was great about was scheduling these kind of meetings with teams of people and try to make it as interactive as possible. But I would say over the years, I think customers expect less of that face-to-face flying out for every opportunity. I think you have to just be much more selective, intentional on your business travel. But then when you do it, make it high impact. And I do think it means something to people still to this day. So I think that it has changed some. It's definitely not where it was. And people are able to have really much more significant meetings or deeper conversations, remote than they were back in the day. But again, I still support that. The other change I see is in marketing. I believe that demand generation marketing and just a really cohesive marketing messaging to your customers is sort of, to me, another sales avenue now. It's like, I kind of joke that it's like selling while you sleep, but I feel like you're constantly needing to stay in front of your customers. And when you can't call everyone every day, but to be consistently letting them know the areas where we can help them and getting in front of them in that way too.
Yes. Top of mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it happens. And it happens to me sometimes where, I'll have somebody that calls me or reaches out to me 100 times and I say, no, not right now, right now. And then a different person reaches out at the right time.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, I'm ready. And so sometimes it is all about timing. So tell me about the Tempest culture and what you've created over the past 17 years. What do you love about the Tempest culture?
I would say that I love the people that I work with. I think that the team is extremely passionate about taking care of our customers. And there's an energy and a competitive energy, which I love with each other in terms of like the sales team, you know, they're all friendly, but competitive. And I love that. But also it's important to us to spend time, you know, socially. And that could be anything from going on a hike or having a happy hour or, depending on the team, you know, out in Dallas, we'll have a bowling, you know, outing or, you know, but just spending time together. That's when we're not working and trying to just show that, you know, people are such an incredibly important, appreciated part of this. And we obviously couldn't do it without our people. And so we need them to feel appreciated and supported, but also, I mean, have fun, like joke around and, you know, take a minute to enjoy the people that you're spending so much time with. So I think we're definitely supportive of the people. We want to make sure they know that, you know, family comes first. If there's issues they need to take care of, take time, go focus on that and get that, you know, where you feel comfortable, you know, but that balance of work life is super important, I would say. But yeah, I think it's a fun culture. I think it's a hardworking, passionate group of people. But we really are like, you know, one big family.
Good. I can hear that. Now, do you have a hybrid model? Are you in office, remote? Do you have a combination?
It's funny because yes, we do. We have a hybrid model. And before COVID, it was all about everyone needs to be in the office all the time, and we need to hire most of our people here in California for sales and you know. And we've had to just rethink all of that. So we want to be flexible to support our team, and it's kind of taught us that the right people can be remote if they're independent and self-motivated and they know the business. You know, we can support them remote, and that's good because, hey, I'm in Santa Barbara. We have our main technical facility, and our logistics center is in Dallas. So there's good people, but it's awesome to have sort of the whole, you know, country to get good people in. So we're basically, but yeah, we try to get everyone here at least a few days a week, and we try to have one day where everyone's here. And it's great hearing kind of that, you know, energy and deal making out there again, because I think there is really still a huge benefit to people sitting together and hearing what each other's working on and helping out each other, and the social aspect as well.
I so agree with you. You know, I came in this morning and we have a hybrid model as well. So we're off on Mondays and not off. I mean, we're remote. Let me rephrase that. Okay.
Sounds great.
All right. That would be great to be off on Monday and Friday. But we're remote on Monday and Friday. And then we're in office Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then we also have a full remote team throughout the country as well. But there is something special about, you know, being in person when we can. And you know, I do agree with that, but that flexibility, everyone, you know, people love, they absolutely love. And some leaders say that's, you know, that's going to change and we're all going to get back in the office. So who knows? But, you know, my question to you, you know, that I wanted to explore a little bit is, you know, this area of talent attraction. And it's obviously a struggle for so many people right now. And, you know, which is very interesting because, you know, with the recession, but we still have talent shortages and it's just kind of a little of an odd time. But is there anything that is working for you with talent attraction? Maybe any challenges that you're having, any strategies that you've put into place that you can share?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. I would say that flexibility is probably the number one word that pops into my mind. And, you know, for me and for my, you know, my partners, you know, it's always been like I said, like, you know, this is the schedule and this is where you're going to be and this. And it's kind of like now, like, no, to attract the people that we want to attract, we have to think differently ourselves about work. And we have to think, no, if they're hardworking and they know what they're doing and they're, you know, and they're company people, like, we're going to be open to them being somewhere else. And we're going to be open to their schedules being a little bit different. So that might be like a, you know, more flexible vacation plan, you know, more flexible, you know, working remote plan. And so it's about flexibility. And really in the end, what we want is people to succeed and do their job well. And for Tempest to succeed. So if they can do that, wherever they are, you know, whenever they're there, that's more important than that old fashioned, you know, 8 to 5 sitting here, you know, in the office kind of way that we've always done things.
Yeah. Brilliant, brilliant. I feel exactly the same way. And also what I hear in that is trust. You trust
Exactly.
people and that that they are doing what they need to do and they have that passion that you said, right? That's your culture
Hmm.
and that drive, but also you maintain that connectedness as well.
Yeah.
So Jessica, as a female leader and entrepreneur in telecom, and I talk about this with women that I have on the podcast just because we're in a male dominated industry,
Hmm.
and there's so many women and men that ask me, okay, how can I attract and retain more women, and as a woman in telecom, how can I become more successful in a male dominated industry? So these are topics that we hear a lot. So my question to you is, have you faced any challenges along the way in your rise to get to where you are today? And how have you overcome those challenges?
I think that for me, it's always been about knowing my industry, knowing my business, and really the minute, yeah, I mean, I can't lie, like, even especially when I was, younger, you get that first, like, oh, she's approaching me because she's like female and she's trying to, get to me with like, that angle, like a flirtatious angle. And, but no, like for me, it's always about when I open my mouth and I know what I'm talking about and I've done my research and I'm adding value and I'm equal to the men, or, maybe sometimes they know more than they do. Then that's how we're going to, prove ourselves and take away any of that inequality or any of that, like, oh, she's just trying to use her looks, or she's just, no, like, I'm just an equal to you and I know what I'm doing. And if we talk and sit down, yeah, we can have a friendly relationship. And that's important to me with all my clients, men, women. I want to find a way to connect or like bond with my, the people I'm working with, but it's as two equals who, know our business and can help each other out. And I think it's sort of about knowing your stuff and proving it in the way that you communicate. And that's kind of the best way I could say that.
Great advice. It's great advice and also very honest because
Mm-hmm.
you're saying things that people are thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's just the nature of humanity.
Yeah.
That's what we deal with, right?
Yeah.
With the male and the female energy when both are
Yeah.
present. So love that. Any other advice that you would give to a woman in telecom who's starting out or who really wants to advance?
It's funny because I'm trying to think if it's, any different than I would give, to a man starting out, and I think it's really just anyone starting in this industry, is to really, build relationships with with your customers so you can learn from them what they need and how to help them, find mentors, people you can really work closely with to learn how they navigated the opportunities that they did. Take yourself seriously, know what you're doing, learn and just work really hard. I mean, I would say in telecom, it's a level of persistence and consistency that is, needs to be steady. And it's a lot of hard work, but when you make those relationships and get to those opportunities, it's extremely rewarding. So be patient with yourself, but work hard and learn everything you can about the business you're in, the customers, business. I'm a huge advocate of detail in terms of like, if you're in telecom, for me, it's like learn everything you can about your customers' networks, or learn everything you can about the organization and the buying process and the decision-making process of your customers. So that's kind of, I don't know, that's what I would give advice to new people starting out in the industry.
Again, I love what you said with persistency and consistency.
Yeah.
And so important. And you've said multiple times, listen to your customer, listen to your customer, and get understand everything about that customer, right?
Yes.
And then from a culture standpoint, the fact that you said it's all about people and really offering that flexibility, which I do think is important. I really do. And I know that there's leaders right now that are saying, okay, will this subside? Will this go away? And we'll be back in the office and back to the way it used to be. And I really don't think we will. I think that this desire for flexibility is still going to be there. So I think all of this is just really resonating with me. What is your vision for Tempest? Let's say looking out for 5 years from now.
I mean, I think that my vision would be to continue to develop some of the programmatic parts of our business. So what I mean by that is I really want to grow our ability to, provide complete, comprehensive spares management programs or maintenance programs. I want to be more into the new builds for 5G, for private wireless, private LTE. And so really just, I want to add more new market distribution relationships to that. And then, expanding more into internationally, and both on the selling and on the support and on the, and the buying side as well. So just continue to grow, continue to have more contractual programmatic business, and then expand into more, the enterprise space. I think there's more opportunity there for us. And continue to grow. I mean, I guess that's pretty straightforward, but that's continually the focus is, where are we going? How can we, grow more? How can we get more contracts so that it's the bottom line is just kind of coming in every month and then we add to it. So
there you go. That's exactly it. And I truly believe that you're going to be able to accomplish all that, Jessica. And you've had congratulations on 17 years in business. And I'm sure that you will have another 17 years or more to come. And, I wanted to ask you though, where can we learn more about Tempest and also your open jobs? Are you hiring right now?
Yeah. We are hiring. We have some sales roles. We often have technical roles, logistics roles, project management. So yeah, and our website is actually, I can give it to you if you want. It's
please
www.tempestns.com. And definitely, always interested in finding, good people. One of the things I wanted to mention, Carrie, and this is kind of probably going to go back to earlier in the conversation, is about when we talked about global supply chain shortages. Another really big shortage is technical resources in terms of, the engineering and that kind of information. Technical experience is kind of aging out in certain situations. And one of the things that our remote technical services business is it's a people business. It's a technical team. And the reason I'm mentioning that is that one of the ways we help the carriers is when they don't have the right people, when they need them technically with that expertise, we're able to help. And I'm also mentioning it because the people listening, may have the expertise and may want to check that out in case there's opportunities for growth in that area as well.
Beautiful. Oh, that's so true. I mean, technical talent is very challenging to find. I mean, all talent is, but definitely that highly skilled technical talent.
Exactly.
And I think that's a brilliant service that you provide there in helping the carriers with the technical side and the people that they need when they don't have it available to them. And you said aging out, which also is key because there's a lot of baby boomers have left the workforce, retired, right? After post-COVID. And also, unfortunately, millions of women have left the workforce as well. And so we are working with less people. So I think all of these are fantastic, fantastic points. So Jessica, thank you so much for coming on the show today. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I hope to see you soon. I will be getting on a plane and traveling to California soon. So, and we also have, we have Lisa White there as your neighbor in Santa Barbara. Yes. So I'm going to have to come see both of you. Love Santa Barbara.
That would be really fun. I would love that. Thank you so much for your time today and for the opportunity to speak here. I really appreciate it.
Of course, of course. We'll talk soon.
Okay. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you for listening to another informative episode of 5G Talent Talk, brought to you by RCR Wireless News, Telecom Careers, and Broadstaff Talent Solutions. As we advance into the future, we promise to bring you the resources you need to navigate this ever-changing landscape of 5G to help you attract, retain, and engage people in this new world of work. To access the show notes or leave a review, visit broadstaffglobal.com. Until next time.